Say they arrested Brandon Freeman Monday. Police say Freeman was linked to 2 burglaries, one of which involved a firearm. They say Freeman is being held in jail on a $32,000 bond. In St. Lucie County, smoke detectors helped 2 people make it to safety when a fire broke out in their mobile home. The fire district says that fire along San Roberto began in the AC handler, and investigators determined it was accidental.
Protecting your mail-in vote during the next election. That's the goal of a new bill introduced by U.S. Representatives Ted Deutsch and Alcee Hastings. The bill, named Protecting American Votes Act, would require elections officials make at least 2 attempts to notify you if your ballot is rejected because of your signature. It would also give voters at least 10 days to resolve the mismatch. Those reviewing signatures would also have to undergo training. It's a stunning report about our environment. The United Nations says more than 1 million species of plants and animals are on the verge of extinction.
WPTV News Channel 5 Spiro Rayford shows you some of the animals on that list call Florida home.
Here at the McCarthy Wildlife Sanctuary, the director says they take in endangered species from around the world, and he says now more than ever, sanctuaries like this are needed. Lately, Mark McCarthy says he's been busy.
A lot of that injured wildlife, I'm seeing, more and more of it.
Right now, he's seeing a lot of birds.
They go in this flight here.
Mark says more development means less space for animals.
I'm getting a lot of tree companies around here that are bringing us, baby owls or, whatever it might be, baby hawks.
Overdevelopment is just one of the many factors he believes is contributing to the endangered species list.
It's just like a domino effect. You start losing certain types of species and the whole environment starts to change.
A new report released by the United Nations says with many plant animal species on the verge of extinction, there could be an impact on the human population.
The population of the humans encroaching. It happens even out here in the acreage. You look all around us. And I've been here 30 years, it's changed dramatically.
Now McCarthy takes in exotic showstoppers like this big Bengal tiger and native animals like this endangered gopher tortoise.
I just do my little bit in my little part of the neighborhood, and that's all I can wish for.
McCarthy says he has plans to expand this sanctuary. Reporting in West Palm Beach, Spiro Rayford, WPTV News Channel 5.
Do you think you know where your children are? Think again what you should know about teens tricking GPS.
Plus, he raced to get Keith Urban from Miami to Sunfest after the singer's flight was diverted. Tonight, that Uber driver finally speaks out.
And Storm Team 5 Chief Meteorologist Steve Weigel has your most accurate weather forecast on this busy day. It's just minutes away.
This is News Channel 5 at 5. Thanks for making WPTV South Florida's most watched television station.
WPTV tomorrow.
Wheel backups, maybe even construction slow you down. Stay ahead of the game in your morning routine with Chopper 5 Time Saver Traffic.
And men or women, who is more likely to get into debt?
Tomorrow morning, 4:30 to 7 a.m. Wake up with WPTV.
We continue to follow breaking news out of Colorado. 2 suspects in custody after a shooting at a suburban Denver school, Douglas County. For those of you familiar with that part of the country, this search is on for a possible 3rd suspect inside the school. Deputies say multiple people have been injured. We'll keep you posted as we learn more about this developing story.
You may be underestimating your children if you keep tabs on them using apps. Tech experts say using a technique called GPS spoofing, kids are not only hiding their location, but they're faking where they really are. So you may need to try a different tactic if you're looking to check in on them every now and again. Palm Beach County leaders say they hear your complaints about robocalls and they are taking action. The Board of County Commissioners has unanimously approved a resolution urging the Congress, the U.S. Congress, to enact the TRACED Act. The proposal would give regulators more power to crack down on illegal and unwanted robocalls.
Small changes could be coming to the controversial voluntary pre-kindergarten testing system. Contact 5 first told you many teachers argue that it is flawed. And new tonight, investigator Sam Smink explains what might be happening to make the results more fair. Sam?
Point to the T.
Patty Page is one of hundreds of VPK providers upset with the test used to determine whether their students are kindergarten ready. The kids take the test 3 months after VPK ends.
All through your school year, first grade, second grade, college, you take a class and then you take the final right away. You don't wait 3 months and come back and take your final.
The test is also given on computers when kids practice on paper.
Yeah, you're teaching them one way, and then when they go to kindergarten, it's done a different way.
Test scores link back to the preschool. Nearly half of all students in Florida failed.
Oh, I got 54 and 25. And I've been doing this for years. I know how to teach VPK. I am a very good VPK teacher.
Yet Patty's practice scores, the ones on the booklets, are drastically different.
95, 97.
Under a new proposed rule, those practice tests could now be counted in Patty's final score.
And I think what we know anecdotally is that oftentimes the children that come in that are most at risk may not present as being ready for kindergarten on their scores, but they've made a lot of growth during the year.
So kids would be measured based on what happened during the school year too. Test scores from the first and third VPK practice tests would be calculated into the score, along with the kindergarten test results. The hope is to make the scores more accurate.
And we know that the majority of providers are trying their best to do a good job, so we want to assist them in being able to demonstrate that.
The proposal still needs to go through a public hearing and be approved by the State Board of Education. VPK providers tell us it's definitely a step in the right direction, but they still think the readiness test should be given when VPK ends, not after summer break. Sam Smink, WPTV News Channel 5.
All right, another busy day for South Florida weather-wise. Big storms firing up, moving from the Treasure Coast into Palm Beach County. Most of them were inland, but eventually that rainfall made its way to the coast, and we had a tornado warning at one point around the acreage and severe thunderstorm warnings. The heavier rains coming in across Delray and Boca now and lingering around Boynton Beach for the next 40 to 45 minutes. A couple of lightning strikes, but this is a much weaker storm than it was even a half an hour ago. Bringing some rain now along the Turnpike and 95, and then eventually off the coast. Times of arrival in the next few minutes, and you'll get some big downpours, some gusty winds, but not expecting anything strong or severe here. There are the times of arrival, some of the neighborhoods down around Boca and Delray and Highland Beach, moving southeast at about 15 to 20 miles an hour. Lingering rain, but starting to break up across Lake Worth into West Palm. A big improvement through Wellington and Royal Palm. One area that had quarter-size hail. And there's a look at northern Palm Beach County, almost completely gone now. The dry air filtering in quickly. Nice to see. Treasure Coast, earlier storms have faded off, and the rain will fade off in the next few hours too. So the hour-by-hour forecast, I think we may still have a lingering shower around 7, but by 8 and 9 and 10, a clearing sky and looking pretty good. Will we get another round tomorrow? It's unlikely. We'll see a few isolated showers and storms. 9 in the morning looks good, 2 p.m. The focus and the steering flow will be more from the east toward the west. So that makes any storm formation more likely on the west coast of Florida and around the lake. Thursday, a similar weather pattern. This front that has been part of the trigger for the storms lately just kind of fades away, washes out to the south. And we get into a weather pattern more typical of that east wind and a few afternoon showers, sea breeze developing, and not these big storms that roll from the lake toward the coastline. Our daytime highs on the rise, though. The next 2 days, near normal. But by Saturday and Sunday, we're climbing up to near 90 degrees again. Boating conditions, sees about 2 to 4 tomorrow. It's beautiful today. There was obviously a little rain, especially late in the day. 73 overnight, any rain ending in the next hour, slow clearing after that. Tomorrow warming up to 84, warm, breezy, partly sunny, and showers and storms just isolated and generally inland. The same for Thursday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday looking nice, but there will be isolated showers and storms each day right through the weekend.
Steve, thank you. Tomorrow, we're going to get our first look at the newest member of the British royal family. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle welcomed to Baby Boy Monday, as I'm sure you know by now. The couple did not reveal a name. They didn't show the little bundle of joy either, but we could learn what he will be called tomorrow, and you'll get your first glimpse. Harry's brother, Prince William, had this to say about the new arrival.
settled. I'm looking forward to seeing them in the next few days when he's quite back. And, I'm very pleased and glad to welcome my brother to the secret patient society that is parenting.
The baby is the 7th in line to the throne and Queen Elizabeth's 8th great-grandchild. Did you notice that when William said when he quiets down
When
a
he
little?
quiets down a bit.
Maybe it's a
year or
boisterous
two.
little, yeah.
Boisterous tyke.
Yeah, catch up with you when he's a toddler.
All
Beautiful. Keith Urban gives this man credit for making it to Sunfest after that nasty storm diverted his flight. And tonight, the Uber driver is talking about the experience with that star. And did he really drive more than 100 miles per hour to get him there?
All new at 5:30, kittens abandoned, left in a bag in the hot sun, all caught on surveillance.
Breaking right now in the Robert Kraft case, the Palm Beach County State Attorney's Office is asking the court to find Kraft's attorneys in contempt. Kraft is facing solicitation charges for alleged visits to the Orchids of Asia Day Spa in Jupiter. In a court filing today, the state asked that his attorneys be held in contempt, alleging that they made false statements in court last week. The judge was hearing arguments on whether or not video from inside the spa can be used as evidence in Kraft's case. Kraft is due in court himself later this month.